You know, maybe I'll just make my own Twitter and charge only 99 cents a month for users to have the privilege of their own colored icon of self-entitlement. It's a great bargain versus the competition. Oh, boy howdy everyone, it's Shaney Merst here reporting to you the new patch fresh off the skillet, 2022.4.1 for VRChat, a major patch on a Thursday afternoon. This is always a good plan into a busy weekend. This patch is a little bit difficult to digest, so let's see what we can do about that. Two big features that VRChat wants to make sure that you know right now, especially for world creators, but avatar makers too. First, SDK 2, the VRChat SDK 2, you know, for worlds, has been going away for a long time now. Udon is the replacement, as you know, and the actual sunset date has been set for January 2023. No longer able to download the SDK, or any SDK, mind you, from the website. It's Udon or bust, quite literally, but where do you get the SDK now? Well, you hit up the regular place you download the SDK, but now download the Creator Companion tool instead. Now, the Creator Companion is dummy powerful for what it looks like. First, it's a launcher for Unity, which is great, because honestly, I think the Unity hub is a piece of garbage and a general waste of resources, but the Companion goes way beyond the hub. This tool connects into your project, checks it over, and automatically, with a click of a button, upgrades not only the SDK, but several other official and curated tools like Udon Sharp. Essentially, now maintaining several projects is easy peasy. Not only that, but things that aren't part of some official or curated list can be defaultly set up in new projects with your favorite packages, tools, prefabs, you know, whatever, using a thing called templates. But I'm getting beyond what we're talking about here. Install Creator Companion, because that's where SDKs live now. If you have to migrate your project over, have the Creator Companion create a copy to make sure that everything's going to be fine. I have some specific guides in the description for migrating really old Udon Sharp versions and stuff like that to Creator Companion as well, because sometimes they don't play exactly as nice as you want them to, so hit that up if you're a major world builder. Alright, so now that the cool thing is out of the way, Quest hand tracking is a thing now too. Essentially, the Meta Quest 2 and Quest Pro can track your fingers, just like they track your whole room, so Mark Zuckerberg can copy them into his metaverse. Oh, sorry, this is about hands. Sorry, OG Quest users, your abandonment paranoia was justified, and Meta doesn't have cool things for you anymore, so it's, sorry, time to upgrade. But for those on the more recent Zuck train, your fingies can be tracked in VRChat. Unless you're using a Quest Link, or AirLink, or a virtual desktop, or anything related to PC interconnectivity, but if you use VRChat exclusively on the Quest standalone, fingies for you. Just set your controllers aside and whip them hands out, and they should start tracking. You can even move around the world using only your hands. Just hold your left hand up, palm facing your face, and press the tips of your middle finger, and, well, that's close enough, and your thumb together. When the small blue sphere appears, just move your pinched fingers in the direction you want to go, and you'll go. If you do the same with your right hand, you'll turn. Pretty simple and self-explanatory once you know how to do it. Comfort turning will interrupt your turning, such that you'll have to retell VRChat you want to turn every click of comfort turning, so you might want to turn that off. And the quick menu comes up by touching your left index finger and thumb together and holding for a second. Use your right hand with the same method to click things. Left-handed thumb and ring finger mutes and unmutes you. Pretty easy. Alright, so now that the Zuck Bucks are out of the way, we also have a Tools section in the Action menu. This section allows quick access to often accessed tools like the camera, personal mirror, face mirror, and other stuff, so let's check that out. Wow, this is a really plain looking area. These are my hands, y'all. Check those out. Press and hold on the right button on your controller, and now we have this new Tools menu on the left side. Go ahead and open that up, and you can turn on and off stuff instantly just by swiping. See? Easy peasy. That's literally it. The chat box got updated beyond the sounds from last patch. In the VRChat controller configuration, you can set one of your controller buttons to summon the chat box keyboard, which honestly I didn't know how to do until now, thank you. And desktop users can just hit the Y key to pull up the keyboard. There's also a new position for the chat box to spawn in front of the character instead of above it. Thank God, now you don't have to break your neck to see what someone has said. There's even a slider for up and down to get it to that place that makes you the happiest. Like maybe you like it down here where, you always read your Final Fantasy 14 crap, or maybe you like it right in their face so you don't have to look at them while you talk to them. Whatever works for you. Showing and hiding of avatars are now going to be done on a per computer basis, as in that's all going to local storage. VRChat's not going to save them on the server anymore, and that kind of makes sense because if you're using a laptop and a desktop with an index, obviously these two devices can handle different levels of punishment, so it only makes sense that what avatars these can handle should be individualized instead of, as a collective. When you update VRChat will push you your settings that you previously had when you log in, so be sure to do it soon because in 7 days after this patch became live, so next Thursday, they're going to be deleting these settings from the server, promptly. So make sure you go ahead and log in so you can get those settings if you want them. If you're using the Quest, if you uninstall VRChat, it'll also uninstall the data because, it's local now. See the description down below for where PC users have this file stored in case you're interested in that kind of thing. So there's also some big networking updates. One of the bigger changes in networking we've gotten in a while, really, which will help both users and world makers. First, network IDs, which are the identifier that is used to determine which object is which when it comes to networking, are now baked into the scene and can be managed by creators. So most world builders don't need to worry about this, but when you're making one world for both PC and Quest, the network IDs are the link between two separate objects, but need to be treated as the same for cross-compatibility. A high poly goblet and a low poly goblet are two separate things, but when one is on PC and one is on Quest, they need to be considered the same thing and work the same way. So these network IDs allow builders to move objects, delete and create new objects around their scene and across versions without breaking that network compatibility, which sounds to me like a huge pain in the ass until now. So glad this has finally come through. It was apparently such a pain in the ass that this patch they added a new network ID utility into the SDK that helps you migrate network IDs between projects. So if you have a PC project and a Quest project, you can get the same network IDs for the same object in two different systems for the same world. Whoa. But network IDs ain't the only thing in this network update. Oh no siree. When you pick up an object in a world, you're the owner of that object temporarily until someone else does. And you control its network data. That's why it's not laggy for you when you throw it, for example. All of these objects are serialized with metadata telling other users where stuff is, and other things like if it's changed color or whatever. Object owners no longer blast the serialization data over the network when someone joins, which reduces the load on clients, specifically your client when you're screaming out to everybody, hey, this ball is being thrown at this trajectory. Update. Awful for performance for people who already might be having performance problems in their VR. And as far as the world owner itself is concerned, when a lot of people used to join your instance, the owner or master of the world would also get clogged up and wouldn't be able to send more data. So now the instance itself stores important data beyond serialization data and relays that to new joining users, smoothing out everyone's gameplay experience. So also great news. So when that chair is moved from there to there, the owner of the world doesn't update the user anymore. The server does, if that user is just joining the server, which makes a lot more sense. Various sync physics improvements as well related to coming out of sleep, improving behavior on sudden impulses or changes, and should improve some cases where object sync behaved badly, such as objects getting stuck in the air, which may have been seen in a couple Spookalogy worlds, to be honest. Have you checked those out yet? Halloween's over, but many of them are scarily good. Have you tried the Smile Room yet? It's really good. The polish on that world is AAA quality. I was shocked and flabbergasted how somebody pulled that one off, but really good job with the Smile Room. Very good. Also, a lot more network related debug stuff, and improved this debug's performance for world builders to figure out where network issues may be happening. So always good to have more tools when you're developing complicated network stuff in your world. Finally, for networking, they've greatly improved outbound event scheduling, which should improve IK and voice transmission even under heavy load. In short, traffic is handled a lot more intelligently, which will also help reduce the amount of random user disconnects, which have happened to many people, including myself. Are you a shader author? then don't sleep on the new VRC graphics functions that now expose a subset of Unity's engine in the graphics class. Now, shaders, and especially how they dabble in Unity's system, is way beyond me, but I do know that this interactivity for those shader authors that use it will make some shaders not only more powerful, but a lot more performant, since they don't have to do extra complicated math for data that Unity should and could, and now does, easily push to them. There's documentation, a lot of it, so dive right in and give me them shaders. All right, we're done. That was a lot, and I tried to bring it down into something nice and tight. You made it. Thanks for stopping in, and I appreciate you guys and your subscription. Straight down there. All right, we'll see you next time then. All right, peace. It's really shiny, this new shader. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's on purpose. But the jellies, they move. You see that? I'm a lava lamp. Hey.